This is a Solid Signal podcast for the week of June 22nd, 2020. As I'm recording this, it's actually Monday morning, and so I haven't seen the Apple Worldwide Developer Conference yet, the keynote speech, that is. Now, probably by the time you hear this, most of you who are interested in Apple products will have seen it, and you'll be amazed by all the things that you didn't know and all of the great stuff that is coming, or you'll have natural cynicism for what's being put up there just because you've been watching 20 years of these sort of things and they don't always work out the way that you expect. Either way, the point is, this is how we're going to be doing this sort of thing for a while. This is how we're going to be looking at meetings, at conferences, and with the exception of the CES show, I think that's been enforced upon us. I'll get to that in just a minute. Most of these tech shows have already been canceled throughout the summer of 2021. And so if we're going to interact with each other in a tech show, it's going to be virtually, just the same way that everything is virtual these days. It doesn't come as much surprise, given the state of the world today. However, as I said, there is one outlier, and that's the CES show, formerly known as the Consumer Electronics Show. That's right, folks. The CES doesn't actually stand for anything anymore. CES, Consumer Electronics Show, was a product of the CEA, Consumer Electronics Association, and when that organization changed / was sold / reformed, however you want to put it, into the Consumer Technology Association, CTA, they more or less said that CES doesn't stand for anything. It's not the first time this has happened in the tech world, and it certainly will not be the last. The CES show is the only outlier at the moment. They plan on continuing to have this show in January 2021 with what they're calling some really enhanced cleaning and separation protocols. Hey, it's possible. And I'm going a little bit off topic here because I want to talk about that. But it looks like it's possible that the brand new hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center will be open at that time, which is going to more or less double the amount of space that's available. It should mean that they don't need to put up a gigantic tent in the parking lot anymore for some of the overseas vendors. And this could mean that you see a lot more space, a lot more separation between booths, and that's okay. That's possible. I do have my doubts that we'll see the kind of global participation that we have seen in prior years, as other countries seem to be taking a very different point of view as far as how to move forward than we do. It's also 6 months away, and as I think that we've learned in the last 3 months, oh my gosh, has it only been 3 months, that things change awfully quickly in 2020. Now let's get back on topic. The idea that you're going to be attending all of these keynote sessions, all of this training, all of this virtually means that you're going to have solid internet. And I don't just mean the kind of internet service that you can get from, well, some of the lower end providers, cable companies and whatnot, where you get very decent advertised download speeds in the middle of the night. But if you're trying in the middle of the day, especially if you have a large number of people working at home, that you're going to get slower download speeds. You're always going to get very unimpressive upload speeds, and you may have some service and technical problems because these systems are not designed to be used by professionals, and yet a lot of folks are still working from home. A lot of folks have been depending on them for a couple of months, and it's getting to the point, I think, of frustration because we want to make sure that we can connect easily. And if you're at home or at work, you want to connect to one of these virtual shows very easily. And it seems to me that if it's implemented properly, these virtual tech expos are going to be very, very bandwidth intensive. I think that what you'll see is, potentially very interesting evolution. You could see virtual reality or augmented reality being used. You could see additional streams being used at the same time to provide multiple levels of information. This is all a good thing, let me tell you that, because this is technology. If you're going to go to a tech show, why shouldn't it be the most interesting and most advanced technology that you're possibly capable of getting? And the last thing that you want is for your own internet to be the failure point, which is why I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the options, some of the solutions that you have. If you are using home internet from Spectrum or one of those other providers, you can always add a different router or access point, which is going to perform better most of the time than the one that they provide you. Keep in mind that, yes, you're paying a rental fee for these products, but that doesn't mean that you're getting a really great product. You can get much, much better routers and access points and even cable modems out there. A lot of this stuff is available from solidsignal.com, and I hope that you visit them for anything that you need. And another option is, of course, to completely put aside that internet system and leave that to the kids who are at home for the summer and get yourself something unique using the GOT-W3 system, which is available, again, at solidsignal.com. GOT-W3 is a cellular internet system, and if you get great cell service on your phone, if you're getting great download speeds, better than you get at home, and certainly you'll get better upload speeds from your phone than you get at home, then a GOT-W3 system is going to work very well for you. If it doesn't, you can put in a cell booster or an external antenna. These are reasonably inexpensive solutions. A cell booster is going to improve the cell service for all the phones in your home, not just the GOT-W3 system, and it's going to let you get much better internet speeds. This gives you a completely separate internet system for work that isn't going to be impacted by the kids, isn't going to be impacted by the neighbors, and that's really important right now, especially if you're going to be attending one of those virtual tech shows. I'd encourage everybody to check out these solutions at solidsignal.com or wherever you shop. I hope you shop at solidsignal.com, by the way, and just take a look and see if it's right for you. This is the time to be making investments in your home infrastructure, because while we all hope that this current situation continues to recede, there are some indications that it will not, and that you may end up spending a lot more time at home than you had hoped. Now is the time, while everything is open and everybody is ready, to do those upgrades that you desperately, desperately need. Head on over to solidsignal.com or anywhere that you shop for consumer electronics to find the parts that you need. That's it for me for the Solid Signal podcast for today and for this week. I hope that you like and subscribe. If you haven't checked us out on Spotify, we recently went out on Spotify, which is turning into the premier podcasting platform all of a sudden. So we're out there, and I hope that you subscribe, listen in your car, listen on your phone, and just get the best out of it that you possibly can. Again, I kind of get judged on these subscriber numbers, so I always appreciate when you do like and subscribe. That's it for the Solid Signal podcast for this week. We'll be back next week with even more fun and games.